Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hello, bulls. I know you're doing well. Don't have to ask how you're doing. We've got the bulls in full control, hitting all-time highs in CGC and WED. We continue to see more volume in CGC in the US than we do in Canada, so that is noteworthy, and we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. We've got maximum FOMO, and we know how this usually ends, and that is with a swift pullback. So I am remaining very cautious. I'm continuing to lock in profit. I am leaving money on the table by doing that, but I am going to skip all of that pullback. So my trading style, I like to lock in more profit than I had yesterday, more profit this week than last week, and I don't want to give any of it back. So I am protective, and my trading style ends up getting ahead of holders just because I skip that pullback and then jump back in when the bulls show up. That's at least been the case so far in the Canadian MJ and the crypto sector. So that's my style. It works for me. Have your own game plan established. Are these long-term positions that you're not going to sell? Are these short-term positions you're going to lock in your profit? Are you going to lock in profit and look to reload 5% cheaper? These all need to be planned before you trying to make decisions in the heat of the moment. So for me, I have a swing position. I entered at the end of the day, and I'm going to look to lock in profit in the morning because the most common scenario for how we top out on these bull moves is that we see a gap up, a strong push in the first 5 to 30 minutes of trading, and then a complete turnaround, a new low of the day, and then our top is hit. So that's not the only way that it happens, but that is a very common way. So at this point, we've run very significantly. We know that. We have news of Ontario coming out with the kilograms. That's going to potentially be an event to cause the climax top and the volume. Very often I see a bearish reaction, or I should say a bearish article or a bearish news story come out right near the bottom or a bullish right near the top. And it's to get that last push, that last surge of buying power. And then after that, you say, all right, who's left to be buying in the short term? Now that we've seen this kind of move, if we get another gap up, so we're just very extended. Just have a game plan. You can have the game plan be the higher lows on the hourly time frame or the 5-minute time frame or the daily. It all depends on your strategy. So for me, I took profit. I swung last night and I took profit. And again, I'm leaving money on the table, but I'm remaining protective and I'm not going to give any of it back. So I sold pre-market. I sold the start of the morning, and then I was watching out for the potential of a pullback and that climax top. And once we saw the lower wicks and the bull seeing very healthy consolidation, I re-entered a full position when we hit a new high of the day. So yes, I missed out on some upside, but again, it's remaining very cautious. And once the temporary top is hit, I'm going to have all cash and ready to go once the daily higher low is found. So then I wrote up the 2-minute higher low pattern that kept me in the trade for a while, and then got back in at the end of the day with that bullish momentum, looking for another gap up open tomorrow. So I will be locking in profit. I won't care if the price continues up without me. I'll continue to trade it and lock in small gains as I go day by day, and then look to reload with more shares on the daily consolidation. So again, all we have to do is look back. Last time we had monster runs, we had significant pullback every time. It's just a question of when does that happen, and we're going to be watching for a potential volume climax to signal when that's going to happen. So WED, let's get some key levels. It's all psychological resistance, and the RSI levels don't matter as much up in Blue Sky Breakout. 49.14 is our all-time high. 50 psychological will be a key level. 51 after that. In terms of higher lows, the 15-minute time frame has the most clear levels. We're looking at 47.57, and at the end of the day, it was a very clear setup where we could say, all right, if we lose these higher lows, we're not going to close strong. But the bulls held on to them, and we did close strong. So we are looking for some follow-through into tomorrow and the lack of resistance in Blue Sky Breakout. Let's see if these bulls run it up pre-market, because the lack of resistance means a little bit of dollar volume goes a long way on CGC. So support, again, 47.76, 47.57, and in terms of resistance, psychological levels. So Cron was a shining star today. Very key break on Cron. Let's go to the weekly time frame here because we broke resistance. We saw a bounce attempt and we rejected at 945. We have now broken that level. 1079 is now the next most important level. We're on the verge of a weekly bull MACD cross, and the daily chart is overextended just like everybody is, but we're going to run in all these names as long as WEED continues strong. In my opinion, that's going to mark the top, and that's going to mark when we do start to see that consolidation. We're not going to dump. We are going to pull back and form a daily high or low on all of these names, but from where that top is, depending obviously on how much further upside we see, but we are looking for that pullback to be a pretty easy 5-10%. That's a conservative amount. So I want to skip that and not see my account drop by that similar amount. So on Cron, the higher low pattern, 15-minute time frame, 934 is the most important level. After that is 925, and we can see a little bit of resistance, 974 and $10. We did not close as strong as WEED did at the end of the day. And a daily inside bar, if we cannot break $10, is what's going to form. APH on the daily also seeing significant follow through. We did break one resistance level. The next one is up at 1160. The bulls want to break as many resistances as possible. Then we'll look for the higher low of consolidation. The real test on this bull run, and whether this is the bull run heading into October, it's a bit early in my opinion, but it's going to be if we get the higher low and higher high. So we know we're going to see a solid bull move. We're already seeing it. We know we're going to pull back a decent amount from the top because of how fast we ran up. And the question is, can we then follow through and have enough buying pressure to buy that dip and break resistance? That will be very notable and show a ton of strength if these individual names can do that. So it's 1160 as key resistance, and support again on the 15-minute time frame, most clear, 1126 and 1111. And here's an example where we did break support on the 15-minute time frame, but in my opinion, the correlation to WEED closing strong is only going to help APH do the same, closing up at those highs. ACB. So the bulls definitely getting some relief. Big day for ACB. Same thing. When we top out, we're going to look for a higher low compared to 607. Plenty of resistance levels to be looking at after 765. Looking at 770, $8, and 820. 15-minute higher low on ACB is at 734. And we're watching to see, can the bulls hold those 15-minute higher lows? And when we do top out, if it is tomorrow, we will break 15-minute higher lows. Again, not sure it's going to be tomorrow. We could absolutely run for another day. I would be surprised if we did, but I've been surprised in this sector before. So I will remain conservative. I will continue to lock in profit. And I hope you all do as well. And if that's not part of your strategy, then don't. CVSI, this is one to point out. And I'm not going to go too in-depth because I don't feel like being charged with, defamation or slander, but this is very interesting. If you have not watched Dirty Money on Netflix, watch the pharmaceuticals episode because Andrew Left and Citron is a company that is in that, and it's a very fascinating episode. And now Andrew Left and Citron went after CVSI. What they do is dig up dirt on shady companies, and preferably shady companies that have run insane amounts of, percentage, and then they tank it. So that's what happened today, and unfortunately a lot of people got burned, but this company is in a lot of trouble. It's a big red flag because look at this. SEC charges hemp oil company and CEO with fraud. This was over a year ago. Nobody knows about it. Nobody that, only a couple people that did their due diligence to stay out of this name. This guy, Mona Jr., I remember him from 6 years ago when I was navigating the penny stock world and I did due diligence on every single officer on all the companies because there were only 8 of them back then. These two brothers came into play and they were associated with MJNA. And I remember all of this going down in 2013 and 2014. And when I saw that that was who was behind this company, I said, oh man, run away as fast as you can. It blows my mind that this revolving door of penny stock scamsters continues to exist, where you see people run companies into the ground and see, sketchy action. And the fact that we can see the price of CVSI run this hard a year after the SEC charges them with fraud is just absolutely astounding. So again, you have to be very cautious out there. You have to use stop losses. A lot of people got burned without stop losses today. But CVSI at this point, I would not want to be holding it overnight for fear of a halt. And yes, there's good day trading volatility, but it can halt in the middle of the day as well. So just be aware that it is extremely high risk, high reward. There's an entire group shorting this, and they want to see it go as low as possible, and they have deep, deep pockets. Look at how fast they dumped this price before they even released that it was their pick. They were dumping the price for a half an hour before they put their pick out and their information, and then we just dumped down to lower lows. There were solid bounces down there, but again, it's definitely against the trend. The bears have complete control of this trend, and this is just a good reminder to do due diligence if you are doing anything more than day trading, and just be careful, use stop losses, because there are scammy people out there, and there are a lot of penny stocks in the US space. Keep that in mind as well. So hopefully not too many people got burned there. So back to the bright side, the bulls were looking for a gap up open because CGC closed after hours here up at the all-time highs, breaking the high during the day. So again, we're looking for a strong open tomorrow morning, but we have to be cautious of that quick 180 turnaround when the buying pressure does subside. So congrats again to the bulls. Have that game plan, stick to your game plan, and we'll see you soon. The chart guys. Technical analysis. No FUD, no FOMO. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. All-time high.
Stop.
Trade like a robot. Higher low, lower high. Are we in a bubble? The bulls versus the bears. Stick to the chart. All-time high.